2020 was not the best year in terms of our financial situation and other obvious reasons. While many businesses struggled with making ends meet, luxury brands were not affected in the slightest. On the flip side, some of the biggest names in the world added to their fortunes. So, in this video, we will take a look at 10 of the most luxurious brands in the world and how they survived the quarantine year. Before we get into the video, make sure you watch the video until the end, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's start the video. Number 10. Coach. By far, Coach is the biggest luxury brand that started in America, founded in 1941 by a group of New York artisans. Initially, it was called Manhattan Leather Bags. Fast forward to 1961, Miles, with his wife Lillian Kahn, purchased the company. Coach is famous among women more than it ever used to be. In 2020, just the handbag sales were worth $1.85 billion alone, which was the least number of sales that they have marked in the last 7 years. A fun fact, Miles was their employee since 1946 and at the time of purchase. The brand opened doors for an affordable luxury market in the US and has a loyal fan following. However, 2020 was not their best year, mainly due to closed markets for most of the year. They are, however, slowly gaining the lost share. The company saw a pretty sizable decline in brand value, estimated to be 9.7% in brand value and around $700 million in revenue. Number 9. Rolex. Those who want to tell the time with style seek Rolex. One of the most sought after brands and outstanding watchmakers, the beauty and value is beyond the jewels used to create the most timeless jewelry pieces that last more than a lifetime. Rolex is one of those fashion brands with the largest counterfeit makings globally, some being as good as the originals, at least aesthetically, and it takes an expert to spot the difference. However, 2020 turned out to be a harsh year for the brand. With its maison and physical showrooms being closed, Rolex saw a 2.2% decline in brand value and got down to $7.87 billion compared to $8.04 billion in 2019. Amid the economical crisis around the world, Rolex announced that all the new releases will be delayed for an indefinite period. However, major watchmakers faced the decline in sales and refrained from launching new products. Number 8. Dior. Dior is another French brand created by Christian Dior, a name that should fall under the term fashion itself. Ambitious to become an architect, he became one of the most creative minds after his father decided to buy him an art gallery. 2020, while it was not the best year for many fashion brands, Dior saw a considerable growth to the brand value, calculated to be 8.6%, and more than $500 million in revenue. Last year turned out to be great for the brand. Dior also saw the most sales in Asia, generating 30% of the total annual revenue. That mainly is due to the travel ban and not many people being able to travel around or even join the launch events. Number 7. Ferrari. Easily spotted and known for its rich heritage and history, and of course the branding and marketing, the company ties an emotional bond of the car with the owner. Ferrari may be in the 7th spot. This Italian icon is the most successful sports car brand in the world. According to the evaluations done based on strength and factors like marketing, loyalty, customer and employee satisfaction and corporate reputation, and the launch of 5 new models in 2019 alone, Ferrari saw a 9% rise in brand value and $9.1 billion in revenue. So far, 2020 went epic for the prancing horse. Ferrari surpassed annual sales numbers of 2019 by selling 3,933 units in 2020, compared to just 3,690 in 2019. The massive raise in sales was mainly due to the addition of the Ferrari F8 Tributo, successor to the ongoing 488 GTB. Number 6. Hermes. Named after the son of the Greek god Zeus, the brand has been around for over 175 years. A brand that started out as a saddle and harness maker grew into one of the most exclusive and expensive luxury brands globally. Hermès followed a lucrative year last year, thanks to strong marketing and sales. The company saw a 9.1% rise in brand value. If they do this good in a pandemic year, they are not going anywhere anytime soon. Hermès has had a hard year until the end of September 2020, but things turned around in the last quarter and the brand saw a 7% increase in revenue. Number 5. Chanel. Like Dior and Louis Vuitton, Chanel is a brand that saw no effect of the pandemic. The brand saw pretty amazing growth even in the challenge of 2020. Chanel recorded a 20% growth in brand value and has grown to $13.7 billion from $11.48 billion in 2019. It was an impressive effort in Chanel's first year without long-standing creative director Karl Lagerfeld, who passed away last year. The most sales of a single product Chanel sold in 2020 was their most famous number 5 Eau de Parfum. Number 4. Cartier. Cartier, the first brand to popularize men's wristwatches and the jeweler of the kings and king of jewelers. There is no doubt Cartier pours luxury into every piece that they make. They are not like other luxury brands, and in the recently past year, unlike others who struggled to maintain their previous value, let alone add gains, Cartier secured a 10.1% brand value growth. The brand rose from $13.34 billion worth in 2019 to $15.01 billion at the end of the pandemic. Number 3. Louis Vuitton. In the third spot this year, Louis Vuitton has been named the fastest growing brand globally. Over the disrupted year, the brand increased growth by 21%, up to USD 16.5 billion. The monumental effort came primarily through Louis Vuitton's makeup division, which performed strongly throughout the pandemic. The brand sheds luxury like stardust on every product they make, and if you are ever in town for a brand new Louis Vuitton piece, the lowest priced one can break your bank. The total number of sales LV made in the first 3 quarters of 2020 showed the trend against the world facing a pandemic. The brand recorded €30 billion worth of products sold in just 9 months of 2020. Number 2. Gucci. Gucci has grown to be a brand that is either hard to find original or just too expensive for mass markets, but the brand was not designed for global needs. Gucci Guccio initialed the brand in Florence, Italy as a petite leather goods and luggage company. 60 years after Guccio founded the brand, the company had its first runway show in 1981. It was held in Florence, Italy, where everything initially began. Tom Ford played a major role in bringing back the brand on the map in 1994 after facing a highly publicized family feud. In the last 12 months, Gucci saw a 20% increase in brand value and over $2.9 billion in revenue, making it one of the world's strongest fashion brands. Number 1. Porsche. German automaker Porsche is synonymous with performance and luxury cars from around the world. They made cars decades ago that still have a huge fan following, making them one of the most sought after cars ever produced in the world. 2020 was no exception. Porsche marked a phenomenal year and became the most valuable luxury brand of the year, following the 16% increase in brand value and $33.9 billion in revenue. Porsche delivered 116,964 units worldwide in just the first 6 months of 2020. But during the second half, sales declined a little, making the total sales of cars to be over 191,000 for the year. The Cayenne was the most popular overall, with 39,245 units sold. China surprisingly sold the most cars during the pandemic, delivering 39,603 units of all models. Without a doubt, Porsche speaks German luxury. Besides what the luxury brand represents, the addition of newer models and adaptation to the latest technology has contributed to the growth of the brand. Here it is guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in the next one.